Hi, hello. My name is Roy, and really quick, if you don't want to watch a whole video, there's going to be a GitHub link in the description of the video. Now that they've moved on, without further ado, like I said, my name is Roy, and I'm just going to demo the Closet app I made as a senior project. Now, as a forewarning, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to go through any of the code with you, because the code is kind of a monstrosity, to say the least. It's for the most part outdated at this point, and it doesn't follow any standard procedures. The fact of the matter is, it was basically me and one other person working on this app, and neither of us knew anything about Android development back then. We just knew we had an idea, and we figured, well, we can write this in Java, and we both know Java, so it can't be that hard. I mean, realistically, it wasn't. We got it to work in a semester, and it was nice enough to give us a passing grade. But there's not much more than that. So I'm not, like I said, going to bother showing you the code. I'm just going to show you the main screens, the screens that we thought out, anything that was really fleshed out. I'll show you some of the other screens, just quickly run through them, and I'm just going to try to, save us time where we can. So the first screen I'd like to show you is the screen we're currently in. This is our closet. Oh, I should explain to you what the app is. The app in the first place is in fact just a virtual little closet. So a user would go and add their clothing to the closet, and then the app would have their clothing here, and it'll mark the status of their clothing as either available, unavailable, borrowed, or in the laundry, whatever it happens to be. And then we can also go ahead and just get a random outfit. When it chooses an outfit for you, it would work based on whatever prerequisites you give it here, such as what type of occasion it's going to be used in. If you want to if you want it to make a completely new outfit, or used one of the saved outfits you have, what type of clothing should be in the outfit. For example, we can add scarves and gloves, for example, and it'll just generate an outfit for you. That was the premise of the app for our senior project. Now that that's out of the way, back to what I was saying. This first screen is the closet screen. This is where all of our clothes are stored. As you can see, we have some data that was preloaded. So to be transparent, all of the things that are saved on the app are on a local database that's stored on the phone itself. It's an SQLite database. At the time, I think we were intimidated by using like an actual live database. We didn't know what we should use. I think I had heard of Firebase and I had thought about using it, but there were several professors that talked me down. They said, oh, they don't know, that it was kind of scary, that it might not work out, that it might be difficult for us, and that they'd recommend us just take an easier route. Honestly, I kind of regret not sticking with my guts and going with Firebase, because by the end of that semester, I was fully comfortable with Firebase and we could have absolutely used it for the senior project. It's honestly not that hard to use. So that's one thing I would regret, and in the future, I would definitely change that. If I were going to remake this project, and I would probably use Firebase. But that being said, like I said, everything is stored on an SQLite database on the phone itself. So it's not like this is using an actual backend. It's just a demo, more or less. The clothing has a lot of different categories, or not necessarily categories, but attributes that can go with it. So if I click on one of the clothing, we get to a screen here. We have the name, we have the brand, what type of clothing it is, its material, size, the patterning on it. Maybe it's a solid color, maybe it has a design, maybe it has like a striped pattern, whatever it may be. Men's color, what season it should be worn in, and a description. And then we could also save and delete it. So if I were to go ahead and change this to, let's say, yellow. Sorry, typing with one hand. Go ahead and save this. As you can see, it says yellow now, so we can go ahead and update shirts. One little issue I'll be honest about, for example, if I were to hit unavailable, it would change to unavailable. If I scroll down, scroll back up, it's not there. I can change this by just coming back into the screen. The issue is that the items on the list aren't being updated properly. It was an issue back then. I didn't know how to fix it. Thinking about it now, a little silly. But I would know how to deal with this today, but that is an issue I ran back into way back when I was still learning this stuff. The next page I'd like to show is the add clothing screen. It has a colored background because this is the one my friend worked on. You'll see this is a recurring theme. All his screens have what's it called? Colored backgrounds. All the screens I worked on are just white. You'll always see that. So in the add clothing screen, we can go ahead and name this whatever we want. We can name it sock. Sorry. We can go ahead and put, well, do we have socks here? I don't think we have socks. Oh, we do have socks. Blessed. Occasion formal socks. Very important formal socks made of latex and a dotted pattern, specifically for women. Description. Yummy. They're black and they're green because I like those colors. Size, extra large socks for the big feet. Brand. I don't know anything about brands. Actually, it's only meant to be worn in colder seasons. So I think the idea at this point was this was mostly for when we were getting random outfits. We would pick random outfits based on weather. And when I go back to the random outfit screens, in case you didn't notice, you'll see it when I point it out. The app would actually get weather data from around you. It'll see if it was rainy or if it was extra cold or extra hot. It wouldn't really matter about season. It would just do it based on temperature and weather conditions, and it would pick an outfit based around that. So that's why we ask things like this right here, what season it's meant to be worn in. But realistically, I don't think this matters too much. We go ahead and add that. It says it was added. And right here, socks, I think that's the sock we added. I'm not sure. I'm going to say it is. Let's check. Yeah, latex socks. You can also just go ahead and delete those and obliterate them because I don't want to see them. Who wears latex socks? That's a little weird. That's how the add screen works. It just adds it to the database. We can go back to this screen. It's updated. We can have laundry. So if you ever wear an outfit, it'll get marked for laundry. I don't know if we ever fully implemented that, so I don't actually know if this works, but I'm pretty sure it does work. For the most part, we can at least mark something as in the laundry from here, and then when we go to laundry, we can just, hey, we did laundry, and if we go back to here, you'll see it's fixed. Outfits is another screen we fleshed out. So just to go through this one, I'm gonna write Monday here, we're gonna add a t-shirt, we're gonna put this one in here, pants, we're gonna put comfy jeans, yep, black socks, thankfully we had socks, shoes, I don't want, do we have sandals? Okay, we have Crocs. Do Crocs count as sandals? No clue. Do we want any accessories? No. And then if we hit save, here we go, it's saved, it's an outfit, we can click on it and we see the outfit. Hallelujah. We can add clothing to the outfit, we can, I don't know what that means, mark it as being in the laundry, I suppose, or wear it. This was all done a while ago. It kind of feels like a fever dream, but it exists and it's a thing. So I'm going to leave that there because I don't actually know what those buttons do and I'm a little scared. Randomize outfits. Up here is the weather. So right now this isn't accurate. We were using some type of weather API to get the weather, but I think we ran out of the amount of calls we were allowed to make to it, and so we can't get weather anymore, so I defaulted it to 62 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny, since for me that's kind of like optimal weather. I kind of like it on, not necessarily, I don't know what you consider it. I personally consider that a little bit chilly, more like warm. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can say ready, and like I said, it'll take clothing based on these parameters. I think we could also say use saved outfits. Let's see what happens. And yeah, it's just going to use an entirely one of our saved outfits, which is Monday, and it just took it and put it here. And I think we can go ahead and click this and it saves it to an outfit, I think, but we don't really want to do that. Or we can completely delete it and get something new, but we only have one outfit, so we can only get it. And if we hit wear, I think it'll mark all that clothing as unavailable, interestingly enough. I feel like it probably should have marked it as in the laundry. As you can see, we have 5 million toasts to tell us the database was updated. Probably should have gotten rid of those, but we never really got around to it. The app was barely finished. That's why some of these screens aren't fleshed out. Here's another screen not really fleshed out, because we never really knew what we were doing with this. So from this screen, we theoretically can plan a vacation, but we didn't really know how to do it back then. I think ultimately we decided that vacations should be planned. If you're going to use the app to plan outfits for a vacation, it should be planned the last minute. The app would theoretically get weather data from the location that you give it, and then you would also specify the amount of outfits and what type of accessories you wanted to bring. Like you wanted to bring a hat or something, or special types of shoes, like maybe you wanted at least one pair of sandal. You'd have some things that you would specify, and then from there it would generate outfits that you should pack on a vacation, and you would pack away the clothing. That's how you're supposed to use that screen. We never got to it. Another screen we never really fleshed out, but it's kind of there. So this is assuming that there were multiple users, but I mean, like I said, there's not really a backend. There's just an SQL database. We do have a user system in place, but like I said, it's all on one phone, so it's not real. And how it would work in theory is you would share this code with one of your friends. They'd put it on their phone, and they would, or I guess more apt to say you share it with one of your family members. They would have access to all your closets, see what's in the laundry, see what's available, see what's not available. They could take something out of your closet and mark it down, and then on your app, at your end, you would say, oh, this is being borrowed by so-and-so, and you would know who has it and where it might be and who to contact, and that was the point of that screen. There's also user preferences where you have a username, password. Like I said, we do have a loose user system. We have temperature preferences on what you consider hot, warm, and cold. It's all kind of loose. We're working on it. It was never really settled. I can log out, but I'm not going to do that because I don't remember the login, and if I log out and I can't remember how to log in, then I have to register a new account, and if I register a new account, it's not going to have any of the data in it because it only goes to the first user that we register. A little complicated, but nothing important. My point being, that's about all there was for the project. Like I said, it's kind of messy, doesn't look super professional. Oh, yeah, we have a search function. We can type in shirts, and it should show us all our shirts. As you can see, we can type in pants. It should show us pants, yeah. We can type in specifically red colored things. No, this isn't quite right, because I don't think either of these are red. I wonder where red comes from here. I'm not quite sure. As you can tell, the search feature isn't super good. I was the one working on it, and I don't think I ever quite nailed down how it was supposed to be. So that's just, like I said, we were in the process of learning. It was a fun time, and we were just eager to get it done. We just strung together some code that happened to work. Things I would definitely do differently if I were going to tackle this today. I would absolutely implement a view model. I think that's probably just one of the easiest ways to work, so we can actually work with the data set. I would, as I said before, work with Firebase. So, the data is actually like a backend I can use with multiple users. It's a little more easier. It's easier to play with, it's easier to work with. I wouldn't need 500 screens to do this and that. I wouldn't need to make a database. It's all there. It's easy to work with. I like it. It's nice. I would definitely be using Jetpack Compose instead of Java, just because Java is dated, and I don't feel like playing with XML files because that's not exactly fun. It's kind of boring and tedious, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather just use Compose, which does almost everything for me. It's simple, streamlined. I don't see why I wouldn't do it. Things I would actually change about the project itself. Clothing, I would probably add images to. I would probably make those changes to events that I said. Like I said, it was supposed to be used last minute. We never got around to it. I would clean up the screen so they're more uniform. Not every screen is either white or has a background color. But I don't know if I'll ever get around to it, but I would like to do those things one day at some point. I feel like I, at this point, have the skills to make it better than it currently is. A lot more streamlined with a lot less garbage. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you. Thank you for your time and consideration. I appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something about me or about this project, found it sort of interesting. And yeah, thank you. Till next time.